Welcome back everyone to the Complete Pineleaf, where today we are hunting for some wolves. I'm sure we're going to find some here because, I found one already! Good. Now, we don't want to be killing all the oxen since we've already killed enough for the feast. So we don't want to upset any of... Well, that's a tamed one anyway. It probably doesn't all that much, just in case there are any bulls in the area, because the bulls tend to be a little bit on the ornery side, shall we say? Oh, that wolf. Moment there, I thought it was going to turn and face me and notice that I was getting ready to ambush it, but apparently I managed to get it anyway. And of course, I am tracking Red Eye because I've been asked by Elaine to deal with that vicious wolf. I presume Red Eye is up in that direction somewhere, or at least that's where my quest tracker is pointing. And I actually did remember to set my quest tracker on this. Oh, and we also have a few of these Dragon Clan scouts, which I am going to deal with those. And I'm just hoping that someday I will get a recipe or two from them. That's oh, it's just an ox. So I'm not going to have to worry about the oxen, just the bulls. Yeah, the bulls in Dunland can be a little bit of a pain to worry about and fight. And as I said, from the point of view of RP, you don't want to overhunt. There you go. And I think we are getting close to the territory of Red Eye, somewhere around here. But I shall not die at your hands, hobbit! Are you sure? Oh, and of course, we've got that wolf right there who is sitting right on top of a turnip. Well, really, if you really want to stay alive and you're a mob, sitting on top of the other quest target in the area is definitely not the best approach at staying alive, because I'll just have to go through. Oh, that's a corpse. Oh, Red Eye! Hello! I was hunting Red Eye. It looks like Red Eye decided to hunt me. Well, I should keep an eye on Red Eye. There you go. It'd be nice to get to 66, because that way, if I do get any of those recipes that I'm hoping for, I'll be able to use them, because all the cooking stuff here is minimum level 66. And how am I doing right here? Oh, I was looking at the debuffs on the wolf and trying to pot a debuff. Well, actually, I was using my first aid skill on it. I should be using first aid on the debuffs that are not on me, not the ones that are on the wolves. Oh well, just a few more to go. I've taken care of some of those wolves.
The Oakley Road requires us to give welcome to Devodiad.
I'm sorry if I put you to any trouble, Pineleaf, though I'm not sorry that we have fewer wolves to harry us. My grandfather and I see things very differently, and I was only complaining, but it was wrong of me to tease you about doing the work of my own people. I find that I often despair of our future when we are so hopeless and useless a people. I'm glad you are among us now, even if only for a short time. And now for Elaine, I've taken care of Red Eye.
The Oakley Road requires us to give welcome to the Duvodiad.
Old Red-Eye's cruel howls will trouble the Stag clan no more. Perhaps now our roosts will remain at peace. Come, Pineleaf, it's almost time for the feasting and the telling of tales. You have done quite enough for one day. Well, that's for sure. The leather gauntlets of the leaping stag, or these are rather poor sets. Oh, that's right, because I guess because of the types in there. So you have all the high end stuff from the previous round, which are better than. Well, that's not better. Hmm, it might be. I have to think on that whether that's useful as a cosmetic or not. But that's for another time. Finding an old fiend. I just remember, leave out the R in there because there are no R's in fiend. And Grigor concerning the turnips. Here are your turnips. Yes, these were all the turnips you could find. I suppose it'll do for a short day's work. It is not much, but I thank you. What can we do? What can we do? Good question, but I see that looks like is it time for the feast? We'll have to see because I think that's the elder calling. Hello?
Do not speak the names of evil things, for you will call them.
You have done enough for a day, my friend. More than enough. Now it is time to take up your seat at the honored guest of the Karuluth. Our annual festival is almost upon us. I hope it will not be so bad as the impetuous young fawns have led you to believe. Speak with me again when you're ready.
Elder Regan has welcomed you to Luntaran and invited you to join in the feast of the Running Stag, the Stag clan's annual ritual, a tradition not often seen by strangers to Dunland.
Sleep often escapes me, for the night shadows bring fear.
Good evening to you. We are just in time. The elder is still preparing, but the clan has gathered already. Come, follow me. This is the most important night of the year for my people. Well, she's probably in the minority in believing that, but that's another matter. The elder will come to speak soon. This is always such a boring night. Yeah, alright, let's sit down and watch. Oh, it is not, Ethel. Hush! Ah, the mountain folk have arrived. But where's the family from the southern farm? They're missing. How long will the Umber ramble on before comes? Come on now, there's wisdom in these rites. Elaine will probably sleep through it too. Ha ha ha! The elder comes. Show some respect. Yeah. Welcome, my kin, to the Feast of the Running Stag. As many of you know, we gather each year to share our history. It's a sad history. It is a history that none should forget, not until the last of us is dead. Is it time to eat yet? Be silent, Karos. Honored guest, will you fetch me the ritual crown? It is at my door. All right, up at the door. Very well. One crown. There you go. One crown of thorns. Yes, we are here. Ah, there you go. Thank you, Pineleaf. The crown is for the kingdom, for the king that has forsaken Dunland. It is for the children of the land who have abandoned by Gondor. Never forget the king whose laws forsook us, for we are free, forsaken, and free. And bored. Pineleaf, will you fetch the horsetail now? Now it's interesting because technically the well, I guess it's the kingdom because I think it was the steward who probably blame more on the matter because the kings were all away. But it could be before the king not being there, Gondor being weak and needing the Rohirrim or something like that. Of course, could also be related to it. Or the crown represents Gondor in general. Ah, here it is. Thank you again. My old eyes no longer see well. This horsetail is for Rohan, the land of the usurpers. The horse lords are our better enemies, and they drove us away. Some day the lands must belong to the Dunlendings again. Never ever forget our rightful home. And one last favor, Pineleaf, the spear. Yeah, that's of course a little bit of a problem considering that we're probably going to be helping the Rohirrim quite a bit in the future. And here we go. One spear. One ritual spear as opposed to all these spears that I'm carrying with me. There you go. One final piece. Thank you, kind one. Ah, poor elder. This part of the ritual always brings tears to my eyes. This is the spear of the Dragon Clan. It slew my son, who should have been a leader after me. Look, there's Guto. I knew he would come. My grandson's father's blood still stains its tip. With the spear we remember that our own people have turned on us. We remember that Dunland is not one people with a common cause. We remember that our own brother clans chased us to the edge of Dunland, where we settled in peace in Trumdreng. Grandfather. What is it, Guto? Grandfather, a crow has returned, but is injured. Grandfather, is injured. The crow's wing appears to be twisted, as if someone attempted to break it cruelly. The message it bore is still attached to its leg. Well, that answers my question from the last episode on what was their means of actually conveying the message, is that there is a message tied to its leg. See? Read the quest text further along and you get your answers. You recognize at once that this was the crow you sent to the southern farm. Something very unfriendly intercepted this poor bird. It is clear that the farmer's family never received the summons. And since he's talking about how the Dragon Clan are enemies, and I killed a few Dragon Clan scouts, it doesn't take a Samwise Gamgee to figure out what happened here. Oh, dear Pineleaf. You see, grandfather, there are more pressing matters than festivals. When you are Chief Guto, you will be free to ignore the festivals as you like. But as far as I can tell, I'm not yet dead. So until I am, you'll show some respect for our traditions. I'm sorry, my people, but there might be some danger to the south. I'm calling an early end to the festival. You may take food from the feast and return to your huts for now. Uh-oh, that's a bad omen.
I have heard the wails of the Coothral in the night.
Yes, and the howling of wolves, and the unsettling of what has just happened. This poor bird tried to land, but friendly hands did not receive it. We will surely scout at first light. You heard the elder, Pineleaf. Our festival is at an end. You should take some food and rest, for you have earned it. That didn't go well. I presume you want me to investigate? I fear for what may have taken place in the herdlands after the crow returned last night. A farmer lives with his son, and a farmhand as well. I must ponder what to do. Well, I'm going to be taking the jacket. It's not much of an upgrade, but I do like the look, and it may be useful as a cosmetic in the future. Told you, this is Dunland. We take things for cosmetic reasons. What do you need?
The old woman of the mountain says we should not trust Vodiad.
This is dreadful, Pineleaf. You saw the crow with your own eyes. I know something terrible has happened when Trev and his folk live in the herdlands. Trev, his farmhand Keloon, and his son Dewun have been helping to feed our folk from the wealth of the herdlands for a long time. We must investigate. I worry that Elaine's safety must be compromised again, or Guto's. I do not like throwing my own warrior into danger, my only warrior, or my only grandson. Alas, what am I to do? Very well, I will volunteer to investigate, as usual. You offer to go in Elaine's stead, Pineleaf? Is there no end to your bravery and generosity? You, a Devoniad to us, would put yourself in danger to find a missing man that you've never met. It does not seem possible. I do not know how we can ever repay you, good friend. Yes, alright, so let's head south and see if we can find out what's going on. We're now approaching the herdlands, and we have more of these scouts up here. There seems to be hostile Dunlandings on the road. Try following the river. Well, I suppose we could do that. Though, wouldn't it be nice to kill some of these hostile Dunlandings that we see around here? And that may be useful. It'll certainly reduce the number that we have to worry about in the future. Now, try following the river, because the two are diverging a little bit now, it looks like. Nevertheless, there are, yes, hostile Dunlandings all over the place. I think we do eventually. You hear muffled voices coming from the west bank. See, we are on the east bank, so let's head to the west bank. Up this way? Up that way? Up, oopsie daisy. Discover the herdlands. Well, I suppose that's no huge shock. And it looks like this scout here is praying to the water. Maybe there's a water spirit here or something like that. That wouldn't be too weird, I guess. But, boy, do we have this place is crawling with dragons. And meaning, of course, dragon clan members, as opposed to Gwyber from, like we had in the previous place. Did I miss something? It appears I might have missed something. You hear muffled voices coming from the west bank. Yeah. Oh, that's... What are they wanting me to do? To me, that looked like the west bank, but perhaps they're asking me to head up here? Yes. Sounds to me as like a little bit up rather than along the west bank. Hello. Do you mean to hurt us, Devoniad? You and many others, I'm sure of it. Well, get it over with. We are outcasts, and there's nothing left for us. We do not even have the means to escape to Enedwyth now. The Drygluth will see us. We have no food. At least you could grant us a merciful death. Well, I'm not exactly sure I want to go around killing these people.
Many foul things dwell in the shadows. I fear wolves will be the least of our troubles.
You do not mean to kill us, then? if you are here to help the farmers, you're probably too late. The Dragon Clan warriors destroyed and took everything. We passed through the farm 2 nights ago, but the next morning the deed was done. We heard the screams and saw the smoke. We have not had any food or water since. They do not seem to know what they're here, but what does that signify? It seems that we are going to starve in this very spot. Okay. Oh, they don't know that they're there. Yes. Alright, so let me get some food and some water for them, and perhaps that will help on that side. So the herd folk are having some trouble. And we've got these people all over the place. Now, where can I find these stores? Of course, the food stores are on the scouts. I was trying to look for some sort of box or something like that, but nope, no boxes. Just on the Dragon Clan themselves. And it looks like, as with most evil men, the Dunlending's raiders have been killed by a cruel weapon, in this case a dagger. It would actually benefit the small clan to distribute outcasts to have weapons of such as these. These could collect more, given them by friendlier and give them to friendlier Dunlendings. Alright, so collect some weapons while we're at it. Alright, fine. I suppose we could do that. So, take what they have stolen and then take their weapons. Now, that's a club that he has. Everybody might have a dagger in his belt or something like that. Or he might have a shield that I did not see any evidence of while I was fighting him. Really? Oh, also he had a bow and arrow. Alright, I guess that makes... But you would think that if the club were a backup weapon, maybe he didn't have time because I didn't give him time to draw a shield. That's always a possibility. I mean, I should apply some Pineleaf logic to this. There he has... It was hard to see from the angle. Was that an arming sword or was that a dagger that he was fighting with? Look at it head on. It's... Alright, I'm not good enough at identifying weapons yet. Especially when they're remote. It looks like it's a dagger. Besides, when you're a hobbit, even a big folk size dagger seems like a sword. Just ask Bilbo Baggins. I think this should help you for a few days. I thought that was the last we would see of you, Devoniad. This is very generous of you. This will feed us until the chaos dies down a bit. I hope we will be able to make our escape to Enidwhite soon. Thank you. Our odds were never very promising, but you have just improved them. Good. And also, I brought you some weapons, just in case you're forced to use them. You gathered these weapons for us? That's very generous. We have some hope of getting out of here alive now, thanks to this. You're very kind, Pineleaf. I do not expect a Devonian to be helping us. And what do you have here? A battered wrist cuff. Maybe? Shoulder guards of the Leaping Stag. Huh. Interesting. Cosmetic purposes, of course. Now, where were we here? Ah, yes. Is there something you need?
It is not our custom to trust Devoniad, but perhaps you may be of help to me?
I might have heard someone from the herdsman family the night the Dragon Clan came. I heard a terrible scream, but there was naught that I could do without weapons. There was no light at all. No light. Only screams. The screaming went on, then was silent. Whatever happened to that poor family, it was nothing good. It is good of you to want to look for them, but are you certain it is worth the risk? It is folly to seek the dead while their killers lurk nearby. Well, there is that. Will I find the ones who were killed? Will I rue the day that I tried to look for them? We'll have to find that out in the next episode of The Complete Pine Leaf.